I'm Coach Jo. For those who don't know me, I am clients' online virtual business partner, basically. And I do coaching of people who have a bucket list, like a dream or a company or some venture they want to start. And I am that Sancho Panza, that right-hand person when they want to get it off the ground. So I want to talk to you today about the Pareto principle. It was an Italian who identified that 20% of your effort yield 80% of your outcome. And you've heard of the 80-20 rule, but I'm mentioning it today because I'm wondering, how often do you revisit your business practices and efforts to see which yield the most outcome? It's super important. I know that sometimes I've snowed in on a certain business activity. Like for a while, I don't know, I was writing a bunch of copy and, putting it out there, and it was fine. But, when I really looked at it, like, did it really yield what I wanted it to yield? And it didn't. It yielded, but certainly not according to the 80-20 rule. So I made sure I got a copywriter on my team. Now, I write fine copy, but a copywriter is a copywriter, which this is a whole other subject I'd like to talk to you about. Like, leave some things to the experts. Like, leave actually as much as you can to the experts so you can do what your expertise is. But that's for another day. Anywho, I just found that my 80-20, what I should be doing is just be the face. Like, I should be the coach. I should be the front of the brand. I am telling them I'm their bitch. I'm their bitch. Like, I'm my team's bitch, if I'm allowed to say that. That I will do what they tell me to do because that's my job, right? My job is to talk to you, and they do all the other work. So the point with the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle, is that we always have to be on the lookout for what yields the most. Like, what 20% of what I spend my time and effort on is the most effective 20% that yields all the other 80%. And then we want to do more of that. We want to do more of those things. Sometimes, when I talk to people, they tell me they have so many offerings and they have so many products, and the truth is, like, you can't make them all excellent, at least not all at once. So you have to look at what product is yielding the most for your business right now, and then you expand, right? But you got to keep that one going because it is your bread and butter. Sometimes you may have outgrown that part. Well, let someone else manage that product or service for you while you develop your next one. So that is what I want to leave you with today. Make sure that you take inventory. I would say maybe once a quarter could be sufficient, or once a month, depending on where you are in the phase of your venture. But you always have to see if you're spending undue time on things that don't yield. They might not yield. Okay. I just had a client the other day who talked about his biggest time suck, which is really all the meetings. He's like, I'm just in meetings all day long and I don't know why I'm there. And I'm thinking that yields nothing for your bottom line and for your team and for your output. Get out of those meetings. So we created a little strategy for what he needs to say. Basically, am I needed at this meeting? Like, what is expected of me? What am I bringing? What do you need to hear? And also, if there's something that could just be sent, like a document or input beforehand and not attend, that's great, right? But are you needed or are you just wanted? Because with what you're building, you need to be focusing on what's needed. There are many things we want, right? And there are many things that people want from us. But you have to zero in and cut that out. You have to cut that out so that you can focus on what yields the most in your business. All right, I hope that gives you something to go on today. But this is a slash and burn thing. Like, get rid of the stuff that doesn't yield outcome and money and forward progress in your business.